Hello Gary, my name is Gyanir Bajnath and I'm about to show you how to install Active Directory on Windows Server 2008. Alright, first of all, what is Active Directory? Active Directory is a directory service created by Microsoft for Windows domain networks. Basically, Active Directory serves as a central location for network administration and security, right? So, some advantages of Active Directory is that it is centralized, meaning like if you have like a mail server or something and some other stuff, you could basically access it from this one location instead of having to log in with different username and passwords. Another thing is that it is also scalable, meaning you could have 1 to almost a million users and just keep on adding. It's really awesome. And also another thing is that it supports GPOs, which is group policy objects. Basically, you can just add users and whatnot and then add policies to those users, or you could just use OUs and then add the users and then add the policies to the OUs. Alright, well, first of all, you could either go to Server Manager and install it, but I won't do that. I'll go to command prompt and type in dcpromo, which will basically install all the necessary stuff that I need. Select enter, uh, select next, select next. Alright, select next. Right, we can use either existent for us or create a new for us. Well, for me, I'll create a new for us. Select next. I'll name it new.com. Select next. Alright, now just basically checking to see if I had the domain name already in use. Alright, the forest functional level. Okay, thing about the forest functional level is that if I set it as Windows 2000, I could always upgrade. However, I could never downgrade. So like if I set Windows Server 2008, I can go back to Windows Server 2003. But if I do set Windows Server 2003, I could go to Windows Server 2008. But for my case, I'll just use Windows Server 2008 because I don't really have any use for 2003 at this moment. So I'll select next. Alright, DNS server. Well, on yours you'll see this unchecked. So here we'll right click, Network Sharing Center, manage network connections, right click, properties. Right. If you have this selected, unselect it, and because we're not using IP version 6, use IP version 4, select properties. Right now it is on dynamic. We'll choose use the following IP and set a static IP. So use 192.168.0.1, and subnet mask will generate for itself. Well, for the default gateway, if you have a router, basically you could set the default gateway to point to the router. So basically, you'll get internet from the server itself. But I won't do that at this moment because I'll just keep everything internal, and I'll just use 192.168.0.1. For the preferred DNS server, I'll use a loopback address, which is 127.0.0.1. Select OK, close. Alright, select next. Hit yes. Well, basically, when this was selected on your system, they'll ask you to set up a static or a dynamic. What we just did was a static. So you'll do that. Then select next. This little message will pop up if you want to read that. I'm not gonna read it, I'll just select yes. Alright. Well, basically, this, you could store your database folder in a different hard drive, store the files on a different hard drive, and the server, everything on different hard drives basically. So it won't be in one specific location. So if anything happened to go wrong, you always know you have it there. But for our instance, we'll just use this, everything on drive C. Right? So leave it as it is and select next. Choose a password for your domain. Select next. Alright, well, here we see export settings. You can select on this and we'll store. We'll store this somewhere. We'll leave it in my documents. Save. Okay, all this basically did was the settings that I'm using for this Active Directory. Basically, I could pull it off of the text file when I'm doing another directory. So it's a nice feature. So I'll do a video maybe and show you all how to use it. But for now, we'll just export the settings. Alright, select next. And well, it is setting up the Active Directory. I'll pause the video and continue when it's finished. Okay, when the installation is finished, you'll see the wizard pop up and select finish. It'll ask you to restart now, and I'll restart the computer and continue the video then. Okay, when the Windows restarts, you'll type in your password. Alright, what we're going to do is close this off. Server Manager will open up first. As you can see, the domain name has changed to candev.com. Okay, we'll go to Rules, DNS Server, and we'll select Reverse Lookup. As you can see, I had to set up the reverse lookup, the forward lookup sets up already. So we'll go to right click, new zone, select next, primary zone, next, we'll leave that as it is. Select next, I have IP version 4 reverse lookup zone and IP version 6 reverse lookup zone. For our instances, we'll use IP version 4 because we're not using IP version 6 at the moment. Select next, and we'll type in 192.168.0. Select next, next, finished. Alright, now we'll go to forward lookup zone and we'll open this candev.com, right click, and then we'll select new host, type in, actually we'll just type in the IP, which is 192.168.0.1. create associated. Alright, select add host. Okay, now, alright, done. Reverse it up, refresh. Right, everything should be in order there now. So we'll go to start, command prompt, type in nslookup. We'll do the IP first, 192.168.0.1. Press enter. As you can see, the domain name comes up, is gander.com, and then I need to type in the domain name, which is gander.com. Select enter, and yep, works. Nice. And that's about it for the nslookup. Now we'll open up a Windows Vista VM and configure that. I'll pause the video in the meantime. Okay, when the Vista starts up, we'll go to right click, Network Assurance Center, Network Connections, right click, Properties, and we'll select IP version 4, select Properties, and we'll set the IP to static IP. For this machine we'll set 192.168.0.2. Sorry. Alright, subnet mask will generate for itself. The default gateway will be the server, which will be 192.168.0.1. The preferred DNS will also be the server. Alright, close. Okay, one thing to note is when you're doing this on a VM, well, on virtual machine, VirtualBox, make sure your network adapters is set to internal network, because if it is on like bridgeable adapter or something, it might pick up the network from the outside, meaning the network of your actual computer itself. So leave it on internal network and set both as that. Right, so now we're going to go to command prompt and type in ping and the IP of the server, 192.168.0.1. Select enter, and as you can see, connection was established. So now we'll go to add it to the domain. Right click on computer, select properties, select change settings, select change. As you can see, it is assigned to a workgroup. We'll select domain, and we are domain member of gander.com. Select OK. Right, and we'll select administrator and type in the password of the domain. Alright, as you can see, welcome to gander.com domain. Select OK, and well, I'll need to reboot, so I'll pause the video again and continue when it reboots. Okay, when the computer restarts, we'll select switch user, other user, type in gander.com, which is the domain name, backslash administrator, password, and log in. Right, when the computer logs in, we'll select start, right click on computer properties, and now you can see the full computer name is visitor-pc.candu.com, so I'm part of the domain. And well, that's about it for Active Directory domain services. Just a short recap. We did Active Directory, set up a static DNS, forward lookup, reverse lookup, and well, the next thing I'll do is make a video on organizational units, which is OUs and users, and then implement some group policy objects. So well, thank you for viewing, and please subscribe.